Excellent, we're live, that's good. Say hi if you're there, joining me on this beautiful sunny day. Morning. How is everybody today? Hi Christine. So we're just on Facebook today because we're going to be trying something out. It might not work, but we'll see. I'm all for an experiment. Hi Debbie, hi Tanya. So we are going to be doing some techniques with IndigoBlu stamps and luscious and vivids and paints and stencils and whatever. I don't plan to get too messy because I don't want to destroy my computer, my iPad, so and I've got only a limited space to work in, so I have done some spraying ahead of time. Yes, IndigoBlu Techniques, and I've got on my desk some lovely IndigoBlu stamps, and these are from Janine Gerard Shaw, who has actually created, oh, is it evening for you, Sharon? Who's actually created quite a few beautiful stamps for IndigoBlu. So we're going to be using some of these in the demo, which we'll come to in a minute. But while everybody's kind of jumping on and we're getting some new viewers joining us, I just wanted to very quickly run through some non-IndigoBlu products which are brand new to the website, my website. So my website is julierothcrafts.co.uk. Hi Ronnie. So first of all, it's all Halloweeny kind of, well, it's not all Halloweeny, but Tim Holtz always releases some Halloween goodies at this time of year, and we've got a couple of distressed mica stains set. Now I did send an email around to all my subscribers on my website, and as it was, I'd only got this set, but I've got another set to show you as well. So this is the new gadget, seeing it pop up on your screen. So there's this thing that I can link to my website called Carter, and you can enter the code CART10 into the comments, and it should take you to Messenger, and then Messenger can build a shopping cart for you, and it'll do the checkout and all things like that, and you don't need to leave the live stream. I do only ship to UK addresses though, Sharon, so I'm really sorry about that. It's just too complicated for me to ship elsewhere. You know, I don't know if you've ever used Carter before. I've never used it, so it'd be interesting to see how it goes and whether anybody manages to use it successfully, and whether you like it or not. So it is an experiment. Obviously my website's still there, julierothcrafts.co.uk, and you can head on over there anyway. But this gives you it shows you the price on that. So that's that one. So that's set 3, and this contains Harvest Moon, Burning Ember and Iron Date. gate rather, and you can see they have, as it says on the tin, they have got mica in them, so you do need to agitate them to use them. And do check out Tim Holtz's YouTube channel, because he'll have loads of demos or makes that he can show you when he actually launched these. This was probably a couple of weeks ago. I need to find that myself. So that's that one. So let's get rid of that. And then we've got a second one. This is the one that has just arrived this morning, and this is set 4 from the Halloween set. So you'll find that one, which is Cart 101. And this one has got, for me, this is perfect Halloween. The purple and the green. So we've got Fortune Teller, Wicked Elixir, and Decayed in here, which is like a grey. Again, mica stains, but you know, absolutely fantastic. Hi Jennifer. Hi Kathleen. We're just running through a few products that are just new to the website. So that's that one. I've also got let me do this one first. I've also got, let's get rid of that. I've also got the new Distress Mini Ink kit. Now this, he actually announced when Saltwater Taffy came out. So that's been a few months ago actually. But the mini kit has only just arrived at my supplier. I'm trying to find that for you. Obviously I didn't put that in. Did I? There it is. Yes, so we've got Salvage Patina, Prize Ribbon, Villainous Potion, and Saltwater Taffy. So the Distress Ink's not Distress Oxides, because you don't get minis in Distress Oxides. And so this is the brand new one. Obviously, Uncharted Mariner isn't part of this set. It'll be in the next mini kit that comes out. Hi, Sue. Then we've also got some foundry waxes, which I haven't used yet. I may well pull some out. So the first one is Gilded and Mined, and it's designed to create luminous metallic highlights on porous and non-porous surfaces. The fluid wax transforms into a vibrant metallic finish once heat is applied. So, and it tells you exactly what you need to do with it. Instructions. So they're like alcohol ink size bottles, and again you will definitely find on Tim's website some information on how to use those. That's Gilded and Mined. Then we've also got this other one, which is Sterling and Statue, and that's more silver and gold. So you've got copper and an antique gold there really, and this is looks like silver and gold, or silver and a brass kind of colour. So that's the 5 new Distress products that are available on my website. And if you're new, when the Carter thing, when that pops up, you can just enter cart and the number into the comments, and a robot will come in and create a shopping cart in Messenger for you. So that's what that's about. Okay, so those are they. So let's get on to the IndigoBlu stamps that we're looking at. And so first of all, we're going to look at Colour Me Camellia, and I've actually stamped these out already for you. Let's find that down here. This is what I'll just show. So many different things I want to show you that I'm going to be scrolling through lots and lots of things here. So this is what a class as an A6 stamp set, and you can see the packaging is already coloured in for you. It's on a piece of laminate, and it's red rubber, and the red rubber is already cut out for you and stuck to the laminate. Obviously you just peel it off and stick it onto an acrylic block. Let's get rid of my website for now. And then I've already stamped it out for you to show how beautifully this stamps out. Just in Versafine Clear Nocturne Archival, and you can see the detail on this is just tremendous. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. lots of different techniques that you can do with these stamps, and I will show you some techniques with them. And then you've got sentiment, you are blooming fabulous, with that one. So that's the Colour Me Camellia, and there's £2 off over on my website at the moment. Then we've got the Colour Me Aster. Let's find that one for you. That looks like that. Is that the one? Yes, it is. Colour Me Aster. So let's find that for you. Oh, is that the right one? That was 5, wasn't it? That's 6, yeah. Okay, so this is Colour Me Aster. And this has 4 centimetres with it. So we've got you are, and then you can say you are loved, you are perfect, you are brave, or you can obviously use the everything separately. Rubber stamps, yeah, rubber stamps are, Jennifer's saying, I wish more companies would do more rubber stamps. Rubber stamps are fabulous. There's lots of different techniques you can do with them. But having said that, the quality of the photopolymer nowadays is such that you can do a lot of the heat techniques with photopolymer as well. Obviously photopolymer, you can see exactly where you're going with them because you can see through them. That's the advantage of them. But you can get more detail into rubber stamps. They are deeply etched, they are absolutely beautiful, and they are made by IndigoBlu themselves up in Retford, in Nottinghamshire. So you know, they are a British company, family company. So this is your Aster when it's all stamped out. Again, beautiful detail. You've got the odd spots here, dots here and there, and you can see the sentiments are stamped out beautifully, and they are just you know, I didn't prime them or anything like that. I just inked them up and stamped them, took them out of the packet, inked them up and stamped them. So that's your Colour Me Aster. Then, I mean, we're going to use all of these. Then we've got the Dandelion. So your Dandelion is there. And obviously Janine or Kay have created us a coloured piece again for us to, as a bit of an influence. 2 sentiments with that one. Again, fantastic detail. Sorry, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it properly. Fantastic detail, and again, the sentiments print out absolutely wonderfully. This is the one I'm going to use in the main demo. We're going to use all of them, but I've got a main demo planned as well. Then finally, because there's 4 of them, we've got the Daisy, Colour Me Conehead Daisy. I actually really like this flower in the garden anyway. And this has got like a dictionary definition to it. I'll just show you the detail of the stamp. Again, just onto super smooth card from Sentimentally Yours, and with Nocturne Versafine Clear, and it's You Are So Kind, and it says thanks, an explanation of appreciation or gratitude, acknowledgement of favours given, thank you, which is quite nice, isn't it, to have on. Great for journaling, absolutely wonderful. So those are the 4 stamps that we're actually going to those are the 4 stamps we're going to do with. David saying, I struggle with rubber stamps as I can't see where to place them. Yes, that is true, and that is a benefit of clear stamps, and I'm totally with you there. But you know, if you're worried about this, what you do is you stamp them and then you die cut them afterwards, or cut them out afterwards and pop them on your card. So don't worry too much. But these I've just stamped as is. I've used acrylic blocks. I have not used my stamping platform. These I've just stamped as is, and they are, because they're cut out so well, you can actually see where the square is. So you know, I've not had a problem with these. These are very easy to stamp, and you can see all my sentiments are pretty much straight, and I've managed. So yeah, I'm totally with you on there. Another stamp set that I'm going to probably use today is this one, which is a Zuri Stamp Set. If we can find it, there it is. This is Butterfly Dance. So it's IndigoBlu in conjunction with Zuri, who create wonderful moulds. You can see here you've got beautiful detail on the stamp itself. We've got some extras which are useful, all cut out for you. Obviously yours won't be dirty. All cut out for you and mounted onto the laminate again. And once again, I've stamped them all out so you can see how beautifully they stamp out. So just show you that big butterfly. Lots of colouring in, kind of potential there. You've got this postage mark, which is going to be useful for your background. That's probably going to be one I use today. You've got a smaller butterfly, and then you've also got this one here. And then we've got beautiful and happiness blooms from within. So that's the Zuri stamp set. Yes, they did do molds with these stamps. This is Zuri, so yes, they did, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so those are the stamps that we're going to be using. Put those over there. I can actually show you. It's from the retreat, which I went to with IndigoBlu in April. We started this, and of course, I mean, Kay knew I haven't finished it. I shouldn't think many of us have finished it, actually. So this is on the front. We've got the Baroque book cover stencil here, and I've also got some Glorious on there. Flitter glue through the stencil, and then the Glorious, which is the ultra thick embossing powder, sticks to it very nicely. So that's what I've got on there. I do have Glorious in stock, but I haven't loaded it into this app. I've got lots of bits in here. This is a tag that we made, and this has been coloured in using just 3 colours of the Vivids. So again, it's from Zuri Designs. This is one of the butterflies, and then the Vivids that have been used are the Will Scarlet, the Little John. That's the Little John. The Loxley Yellow, and the Will Scarlet. So it's the red, blue, and yellow. So obviously those are your primary colours, so you can mix lots of different colours to go with it. So the idea is that we've got all these backgrounds that we created in there, and this could go on here. It could go on here. Move that over a bit. Let's get rid of that. It could go on here. You know, there's lots of different backgrounds that we've got within here that this this is Medite tag could go onto. So lots of fun to be had in here with lots and lots of backgrounds, which obviously I've got to look forward to. And this is also Glorious, which has been stamped into. We're not going to do that today, but we'll perhaps do it on another live another day. So that's what I can show you. I'll wait for a second. That wasn't a dirty weekend. This is a retreat. So this was a 3-day thing. So this was Friday, Saturday and Sunday in Retford. So it's a little bit more than a dirty weekend. It's a bit more relaxed than a dirty weekend. But I've had some dirty weekends as well, as you do. Right, okay, so let's actually do something. So let's do some techniques. So we're not using those new stamps. Those are new stamps. We're going to use my old stamps. I've got bits of card all cut out. So let's start right from the beginning. Now, I think that this particular one, which is your Dandelion, would just look wonderful just stamped and embossed in silver. So that's what we're going to do first. Oh, hit the camera. Here we go. As always. Oh, did you know that Little's Distress Ink stack? Did you know that? They just fit inside one another so you can build a tower. I haven't put them away yet, that's why they're there like that. Right, so we need Versamark. So we're going Versamark, and we've got the IndigoBlu. This is the Dandelion, Colour Me Dandelion. Let's find you. If this gets on your nose, tell me. I'm just trying it out. Right, so I'm going to go on to a big acrylic block because I find it easier to grab when I've got area around the stamp. This is one of the Sentimentally Yours slimline acrylic blocks. And we need to dust with an anti-static bag first. And if you need an anti-static bag, I do have them on my website. There. So we're going to dust first. This is just pure white card. So if you like, this could be a card front, okay? So this is just an A6 piece of pure white card. Oh, don't do that one. I'm not very smart. So we're going to ink it within 1 inch of its life, because we can. Because we're not going in the stamping platform. We're just going to use the block. And remember, it's a square stamp. It's been cut. You can see beautifully cut. So we're going to just, I have to do it sideways. I'm just going to line it up so that it's roughly square and give it a good old press. Mr. M, Jennifer's saying that she likes that Carter thing coming up on the screen because you can see the price. Mr. M can't use this because it's only available to e-commerce sites that use Shopify, and Mr. M doesn't use Shopify, so that's why. So getting a good old press just to make sure, probably pressing more than I need to, but it's a live demo, you know, you don't want it to go horrendously wrong, do you? So we can't see anything, of course we can't. Let's grab a piece of copy paper. Should have got that beforehand, really. We're on green copy paper now because I'm having a clear out. I found all sorts of bits and pieces, and some of it is green copy paper. And we want, I'm going to use Sentimentally Yours Pure Silver embossing powder. Let's find that. Here it is. So this is a big pot. It's 20ml pot, I believe, and it's anti-static, and the powder's anti-static as well. So you need to make sure that you put the powder back in the pot. Look at that. It's not even been heat set yet. Absolutely brilliant. You need to make sure that you put the powder back in the pot. You don't really need to anti-static your card first, but I always do. It's a habit, because if I end up picking up an embossing powder that isn't anti-static, at least I know that I'm going to be good. So let's stamp one of them sentiments as well, because we can. So we've got, on this one, we've got thank you and we've got make a wish. So let's use thank you. And I don't actually have these in stock. This is, many of you who are Tim Holtz followers will know that, I'll put the, oh well, I don't want that on again over there. Blocking what I'm doing. Right, so yeah, anybody that knows Tim Holtz will know about grid blocks. These have been out years, and I've had mine for well over 12 years. Well over 12 years. I just absolutely love them, and because they've got a grid, I can actually see to put my sentiment on straight. Obviously you want to make sure it's the right way up. And then we're going to go with the Versamark on this as well. The temptation is to press down with your ink pad and then you get it on the edges of the rubber. You might find that occasionally you want to actually trim your stamps a little bit more. I'm not 100% straight on this. If I'm not, what we can do is we can die cut that with one of, say, the essential squares or the torn edge squares or any square die, and that'll be absolutely fine. So just give the ink a chance to set in. Rather than pressing really, really hard, just give it a chance to set in. And then we'll pop embossing powder on that as well. This is the one I'm using. Yeah, but the thing is though, with e-commerce sites, they all offer something slightly different, and I know Phil did look at Shopify at one point, but he stayed with the people that he has his site through because he can do different things that I can do. So they're all very different, and the one that Phil's got works for his business. I find the one that I've got very easy to use, and what you do is you add various different apps onto it, depending on what you want, and they, you know, apps cost money. Right, so let's heat set this. I don't know if you can still get coloured copy paper, Jennifer. I had that from when I had my shop, and I shut my shop in 2010, I think. So that's how I know, because I had my grid blocks when I had my shop as well. So that's how I know how long I've had my grid blocks. So obviously, if you like heating from below, you can absolutely heat from below. So we're just following this around. Do use detail embossing powders when you're using detailed stamps. There is absolutely no point going for bog standard embossing powders when you've got a detailed stamp, because you lose all that fine detail, and so there's just no point. There we go. So obviously that's a little bit bent because that's what heat does, and it'll settle down in a little bit, but that's just heat set. So, you know, if you want it 100% straight, because it's not 100% straight, but it's as near as damn it, but you can you know, cut them out if you want to. You can just chop it down a little bit, mat it, layer it, pop it on a card, and you've got a really beautiful card with very minimal effort. So that's the Colour Me Dandelion from IndigoBlu. So that's all we're going to do with that particular one. Right, let's just try and move these out the way so I know where I'm going. I've got stuff all around me. So that's that one. Let's put this one away, and we'll use a different one because we've got a different technique we can do with another one. Okay, so that's that one. I'm in no particular order. I'm picking this one up now, and this is the, which one's this? This is the Camellia. This is that one. And again, we're going to go on to our tall acrylic block. Actually, it's that way up. It has this one. It has like a little curly thing at the top, but your packaging shows you, so you're fine. I just don't have packaging on mine. These are, I had these when I was on the DT. I still am on the design team actually for IndigoBlu. Right, so with this one, what we'll do is, we've got choices really. Yeah, let's do that. We could start with Versamark, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually stamp with flitter glue. So we go on to, this time we go on to a piece of super smooth watercolour card, which I have got in a carter somewhere. There it is. This is Sentimentally Yours super smooth watercolour card. I don't have any flitter glue back left, but oh, I was going to do a giveaway. So I am offering as a giveaway a tub of glitter glue, and this is Chariots of Fire gilding flakes. So to be in a chance to win, and I'll draw it from I'll draw it from the comments on the live, and yeah, so like, comment, and share. Now I think on the comments it's a really good idea for you to just put yes please if you want it, because I know not everybody likes gilding flakes, so there's no point me drawing a winner to somebody that doesn't like gilding flakes. So yes please on the comments if you're interested. Give me a like, and if you can share it, that would be absolutely wonderful as well. So I'll draw that probably after the live, because I can see the comments after the live. So that's the giveaway. So I don't have any in stock, but you might win it. So what I'm not giving you is any foam, and I'm not giving you any this is like a scoochie or a piece of Rub It Scrub It. I do have some Rub It Scrub It actually in stock, but I haven't put it on Carter. There's so many things actually that I could have put on here. Right, so let's get this out. So we want to put some onto the foam. That's more than enough. And it's a good idea to, when you seal it, to actually clean that nipply thing, because it just screws up. Grab and goes like this as well, the glue that IndigoBlu do, which is rather good. And then we're going to just use a spatula to move this around and create ourselves a glue pad. I did years ago try some of those glue ink pads that they had. Did not like them at all. This is the best, for me, this is the best gilding flake glue that you can get, this one, glitter glue. Let's get rid of that so we can see what we're doing. Right, so on the camellia, we're just going to do a lot of tapping. So tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Don't grind it in, but lots and lots of tapping over the surface. We might do a couple, actually, of this, so we can do a couple of different techniques with the same stamp while we've got it all gluey. Tap, 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 tap. You don't have to do the running commentary when you're doing it. I've got a bit of gilding flake in there anyway. So 3-second rule. Try and get it straight. 1, 2, 3. Off. Come on, off you come. There you go. Because you don't want to tear your card. If you leave it too long, you'll tear your card. So that's one. So let's do one on black as well, just so we've got a bit of a comparison. You can actually ink that you're gluing up your stamp time and time and time and time again, and then when you've finished, then you must clean it, but don't leave it, you know, for half an hour or so before you decide, oh, I'm not doing it anymore. This one we stamped is perfectly fine on its own. Hang on, let me go do the 3. 1, 2, 3. That was better. I might do one more as an insurance, in case that first one wasn't too good. Yeah, don't leave it half an hour before you decide to clean it. You can, of course, keep on gluing it up for half an hour. As long as you just keep on gluing it up, it's absolutely fine. So great for if you're doing like Christmas cards, or if you're doing wedding invites and you needed to do loads. As long as you don't put the card on top of one another, you can just lay them out all on the table. Hang on, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, lay them all out on the table. This is now going into a pot of water, and I'll clean it off just with a little scrubbing brush later on. Yeah, you don't want the cat to walk over it. It's absolutely fine to be left for hours on end, even days. It'll be absolutely fine. And that's nice and clear. You can't see it. It's there. It's nice and clear. If it's blue, you know, you want to not deal with it, but that's absolutely fine. This you can either put into a plastic bag, or the best thing I think is to actually, once you're 100% sure you finish with it for the day or for the session, is just again pop it into some water, and then you can reuse that because you've cleaned it, and that glue just washes out, and you can reuse it again. I think that's the best thing to do with it. And don't be stingy with it. Don't use a tiny piece. Use a good size. So let's do some different things with this one particular stamp. How are we doing for time? Okay. Yeah, alcohol markers would be fantastic. I'm not doing alcohol markers today because it just takes ages to do colouring with alcohol markers. So just as a reminder, this is what we're using. So I pulled out some luscious powders. Where should I put that? Put that over here. This might be a 2-hour session, by the way. I seem to have a lot I want to show you. So we can just go on here with some luscious powders, and let's see if I can find the ones that I'm actually using. So let's think. That's quite a nice one. Let's do this one. This one is called Fuchsia Blue, and I don't have many luscious powders left in stock, and I'm not just saying it, I just don't have many left. So I'll give you a good old tap, because I always store mine upside down so I can see them. And this is, oh, a little bit's come out there. This is one of the Cosmic Shimmer tools. So don't know where I've got those for you. I know I have got them somewhere. And they're soft brushes, and they're really useful brushes to have. Where did I put them? They come in a pack of 3. And they are from Cosmic Shimmer. There we go, pack of 3 dusting brushes. And you never wash them. When you finish, you just do that, and then you can go into the next colour. So we're just going to add, no idea where this image is. Oh, there it is. So we can have a little bit of that fuchsia there. Now the beauty of using flitter glue rather than using Versamark is because it is that the flitter glue holds on to the powder more than Versamark does. Yeah, Ed's downstairs somewhere. I don't know where. Yeah, he's just downstairs. That's Fuchsia Blue. I'm thinking I might use the same colour on black and on this so we can see. And then perhaps we'll have a little bit of this colour. That's watermelon, which is rather nice. Which has a little bit, I think this is one of the ones that's got a little bit more kind of sparkle in it. So we'll have a little bit of that going around the edge. And I'll merge them all together in a minute. I don't know what this will look like, but we'll see. That's the watermelon. And perhaps we'll have some of this one. This is coral. Which is a lovely, it's a paler colour. We'll have some of that just right the way around the edge. So we're picking up the frame now. Looks like I overstamped there. It's alright, you can just cut it out, that'll be fine. Okay, those are the 3 colours I've used there. So then you just give it a good old brush. It's always a good idea to do it on a piece of paper, and then you've not got so much mess to clear up. And you've got that lovely shimmer going on. You see the shimmer? See if I can get it. There we go. Pretty, isn't it? Really pretty. Can't see a lot of difference actually between the watermelon and the coral. It's very, very subtle. It's hard to pick it up on camera. So I might not use the same colours on the other. I will use the fuchsia blue anyway, because it's nice to see the difference. So that's that. So if we go on the black, obviously these are luscious powders, so some of them do different things. So let's go for the fuchsia blue again. And you can actually, I can actually see that on the black, which is quite interesting. So we're going back to the fuchsia blue. And as you'd expect, when we look at this, it's a bit more blue, purple, pink. What colour is it really? It's like it can't make its mind up. I'm thinking we'll go for this watermelon again, because I can see exactly where I'm going. I don't need to put so much around. That's all you do to clean it, just that, and it goes all the way over everything. Everything. Let's use one of the kind of greeny colours, which is quite nice. Green apple. This is one of the newer ones as well. Let's have green apple all the way around the edge. This looks a bit goldy. You will find that the detail lines, depending on how hard you press, obviously, the detail lines aren't quite so. Let's find green apple. It's green apple. The detail lines aren't quite so detailed. It also, like I say, depends on how much you press, how hard you press. But it's nice. It's a nice technique to do. You can see where that's where I've over glued or over inked just on the edge there. But it's fun because you've got that lovely square. You can actually cut that out now because it's black. This is a dry wet wipe, cheapest wet wipes you can get. Just leave them to dry, and then you can just rub that over the top. It's more important to do it on black, and then you get rid of all that excess mica, and then you've got that going on there. Lovely, isn't it? You might not want to do those combos. I'm just showing you what you can do. On the other one, we're going to do something slightly different. So we are going to use one of these. Let's see. I think I want to use a blue. So this one is Sparkling Watermelon, and this one definitely has a little bit more sparkle in it. So we're only going to use one. I do like the verdigris as well. Very, very fond of the verdigris. And we're going to use the gilding flakes. In fact, I was going to use Chariots of Fire, which is a giveaway. But what I've done is on my website, you'll find, you need a reminder of that, don't you? Let's see that. On my website, you will find some pre-loved Cosmic Shimmer gilding flakes. And I've got some dregs here. I've actually put there are full pots available, but these are just dregs. So I've got a little bit of verdigris and a little bit of red speckle in here. Which one to go for? Let's go for the verdigris, just because there's no point me trying to sell, because it costs at least £3 to send one of those, or £2.85. It's not worth it, is it? So what we're going to do is we're going to, in fact, let's do the powder first. We're going to do a little bit of powder and we're going to do a little bit of gilding, because you can mix the two. So we're going to just spot away some powder. This is, I shouldn't have done this one actually, because this one is the one that I did first. This one, the image might not be brilliant. Okay. It's a very nice colour, this sparkling waterfall. Really lovely. Waterfall, where did it go? That one. It's really nice. Look at that. Oh, show you. I need a presenter here to wiggle for me. So let's get some verdigris on. Don't need much. It's got these lovely burnt bits on it. Right. Put my lid on. Don't sneeze, don't breathe. And then we're going to scooch that around. See if we've got enough. And the rubbing doesn't actually, big lump there. Rubbing doesn't actually disturb the luscious powder because we've put it on with glitter glue. That's really nice. I really like that. It's a little bit more aged, isn't it? A little bit more grungy. It's rather special. So you need to pop on over onto my website to have a look for the pre-loved Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes. There's about 15 or more pots that are up for grabs. But use them with the luscious powders. Obviously you can just use the gilding flakes on their own, and you just use the luscious powders on their own. But together, I think that's rather special. Very happy with that. Okay, so that's that. Oh no, you must use that glue. You absolutely must use that glue. Jennifer's saying she bought the glue and she hasn't used it yet. It is the best glue, and if you're doing any work with the ultra thick embossing powders, it's really, really good. Really good. Let's just get rid of the excess gilding. I did well there, not too much excess. But gilding flakes everywhere. That's the thing with gilding flakes. I think you need to have a session of them because they do go everywhere. Right, so what haven't we used? We haven't used the Aster or the other one. So this is the Aster. Aster. And we're going to grab I don't know if I'm actually going to get round to doing my page. I must do my page. Let's not have it that high up. I am going to dust this with anti-static bag. And we're on the Super Smooth Watercolour card again. And this time we're going to stamp with Versamark Clear. This is the Nocturne. I think I'll put that on there for you as well. Nocturne Versamark Clear is the go-to ink pad for most of us nowadays, actually. It's a lovely combo, isn't it, gilding flakes and mica powder. So again, we're going to just see if we can line it up straight. And I'm thinking I would definitely cut this one out. absolutely beautiful. And then we want another sheet of copy paper. Oh, it's the weekend, so there's obviously quite a lot of noise going on outside. And we're going to just use some IndigoBlu Clear Superfine Embossing Glaze. This is a really big tub. It's a 60ml tub. So you get a lot of powder for your money here. See if I can find that. I do have some of those in stock. That's that one. And by doing this, we can get ourselves a bit of a resist. If that gets too noisy, I'll shut my window. I'm not going to go for the sentiment on this, because I'm just doing techniques. I'm going to give this a blast. Hi Leslie, hi Kay. Leslie and Kay and Alfie are at the Dirty Weekend in Manchester at the moment, and Leslie doesn't live that far away from Manchester, so she's obviously on it. Fabulous. So yes, the Dirty Weekends are absolutely fabulous for lots of techniques and meeting with like-minded people. And obviously you get lots of tuition from Kay. Quite often one of the bluebirds or other of the bluebirds they attend as well, because it is a great way of you know, doing some crafting and picking up some more techniques. So do check out the IndigoBlu website, the events section, and you'll find where they are next. So let's do a little bit of colouring. And we'll use our luscious powders for that. So this is the Tim Holtz palette that you can get from IndigoBlu. And I tend to, when I've got some powder in there, I tend to write on the front what it is that I'm using. No, somebody's strimming, Jennifer. It's not a plane going over the house. Somebody's strimming. Right, so let's give a bit of colour to this. Let's go for... Well, I've used the fuchsia blue, haven't I? So let's. I'm liking the waterfall. I think that's rather lovely. Let's use the waterfall. I've got some waterfall in here already, and let's grab a brush and some water to set it off. Where was my waterfall? My waterfall's there. There it is. So you can obviously wake this up with a mister bottle, which is a good idea. I wasn't planning on doing this, painting, but here we go, we are. Just to show you, it's something else. If you haven't come across luscious powders, it's something else that you can do. And what you'll find is that the embossed lines resist the powder, which is, it makes it a lot quicker to colour in. I've done with a finer brush here. Obviously the paint moves around quite nicely because we're using that super smooth card from Sentimental Yours. It's because it's super smooth, it means that we can get all the detail from the wonderful image. Not too much on there, move that around a bit. You can see I haven't even added any more powder to the well, and so the coverage is really good. The mica comes to the surface when the paint dries, so you never want to blot it off, ever, ever, ever. That's probably a bit too runny now. I don't tend to think about light and shade when I'm using these. I just go for it, because you've got all that lovely shimmer from the powder, and I think that's enough really. Try and figure out where we've got, because we've got stamens going on in the middle there as well. Obviously we'll have some green coming in here. I'll probably look at it when I finish thinking, oh, that's an absolutely dreadful piece of colouring in that. With these palettes, once you've regenerated a colour so it's wet, don't put the lid on until it's all dry. Obviously with the air, the water will evaporate and it'll just set down into, you've made yourself a watercolour cake really by doing this. The luscious powders you can add to texture paste, either on top or mixing with them before you actually spread them through a stencil. You can add them to any paint to change the colour. If you add it to chalk paint, the chalk, it has is dominant over the actual mica, so you lose the mica but you keep the colour, because they are highly pigmented. So there we go. There's our aster all coloured in now. I think that's pretty much there. Do a bit of titivating afterwards, as you do. So we'll now take some, and I don't actually have any yellow in stock. That was the waterfall. Yeah, that's a strimmer. Bit inconvenient, isn't it? Sparkling waterfall, that's what that one is. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. We can use one of the one of the oranges. So perhaps is that watermelon? It's not watermelon. I've got watermelon somewhere. Yes, there's watermelon. So we could use perhaps watermelon. Which I think I've got those two round the wrong way. That's watermelon and that's Rosy Glow. So that's fine, because what I can do is I can take some blending solution, some alcohol ink blending solution, and that will fetch the permanent marker off there, and I can write down what it is. But I can see, I know that that is watermelon and that is Rosy Glow. Hi Benita. That last. So if you want to put some in there, because we've not got much in there, we don't need much anyway, but all you need to do is dip a damp or wet, not wet, but damp paintbrush into your powder, and then you can then mix it in to create yourself a paint. That's all you do. Really easy to do, not rocket science at all. Oh, stop, thank goodness. So this is watermelon. Are we still liking this Carter thing? So for those people who've come in late, this cart thing, if in the comments you type, say, cart 120, this robot will create a shopping cart for you in Messenger, and you can then shop and check out without going to my website if you want to. Don't know if anybody's done it. just interesting to see how it works. So I could do with a finer brush really for this. Definitely is trimming day. All the lawns are so dry though. We've just got like, they're not dandelions, they're not daisies, they're the yellow flowers that are just growing everywhere in the lawn. That's all we've got. Trying to see where I've missed. I've missed areas and whatever, but it's like an implied set of stamens. Okay, so that's your watermelon. I would normally go for olive grove, but I don't have any of that. But what we have got is we've got green or lawn. So let's go for, see which one I've got. Have I got lawn or green in here? Excuse me. No, we haven't. So let's go for lawn, which you'll find there. So we'll create a new one. Oh, what we could do is, I wonder if it's worth doing this. Added these in the same colour as the bits in the middle. This is where it gets very fiddly. So tomorrow I will be live on Facebook and YouTube at 11 AM, and we will be working with Sentimental Yours. It will be Christmas. I'll do one of my demos that I didn't manage to do on the shows when the Christmas products were on. So I think we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so we've got those around the edges. Kathleen's asking, she says, there's some mild mica powders in the back of the cupboard. Can she mix them with acrylic paint, or do I need something else to bind them? No, you can mix them with acrylic paint. The main problem with mica powders that don't necessarily have a binder in them, a lot of them do, but some of them don't, is that you might, you know, if you were using, say, Versamark, and you would, or say Flitterglue, and probably Versamark actually. If you're using just Versamark and actually just spreading them over that sticky ink, you might find that it doesn't stay because there's no binder in them. But if you're mixing with acrylic paint, you're just actually using a powdered pigment, so that's absolutely fine. That won't be a problem at all. So this is the lawn, not the lawn, but this is called lawn, and we're just mixing that in. I did spritz quite a bit of water in there, so I'm going to add quite a bit of powder, but it's fine because I'm not going to waste it, because it will just set down, and next time I want to use a green I can just reactivate it. That's the beauty of these palettes, and they are available on the IndigoBlu website. I don't have any. I buy all mine when I'm on a dirty weekend or a retreat or something. I get them from Kay and Alfie. So the stamp that we're using, this is the Colour Me Happy from IndigoBlu, and this is the Asta, and it's by Janine Gerard Shaw. So we're just going to add a bit of the lawn to the sort of foliage bit at the bottom. Okay, so that's, oh, get rid of that so you can see properly. So that's our coloured in image. So that's all ready to mat and layer and pop on a card with a sentiment, or go into your journal, you know. So not difficult, is it? it's quite relaxing doing colouring with your luscious powders, because like I say, you don't have to kind of stress over shading at all, which is absolutely wonderful. Okay, so that's that one. So we'll just do the last one and then we'll see what time we've got. Oh, what have we got? Oh, it's already over an hour. Maybe we'll do the other one another time. I'd like to do that page though. How are we doing for time? Are you sticking with me, or have you got other things to do? So this is the one that comes with, I think it does, this one, yeah, this one comes with the sentiments that say, you are, and it says loved, brave or perfect. That's what that one comes with. So the other one is your Conehead, Conehead Daisy, which is this one. Okay, so this is the Conehead Daisy. And what did we decide we were going to do with this one? Oh yes, I know. Right, so we are going to stamp and emboss this one as well. And we are going to go onto watercolour card. So once again, old habits and all that, we're going to anti-static, because I want to. Well, I should tell you as well that, let's get rid of that for a minute. This weekend there is 15% off all Studio Light products over on my website. So all you need to do is, and it includes pre-loved and clearance items as well. All you need to do is put in code Studio15 in the discount code box at checkout. Where you go and pay, there's a box that says discount code, so you can actually put that in there and you'll get 15% off. If you don't see 15% come off, then you've not put the code in right, or you've not put it in the right place. So yes, so over on my website, when you check out, you'll find the discount code, and that's this weekend, okay, until midnight tomorrow night. So if you're watching this after midnight, then on Sunday, then it won't be valid. Right, so let's stamp this again with our Nocturne Versafine Clair. Once again, we're on the Conehead Daisy. Tap, 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 tap. Do we need to emboss it? We probably don't actually. There's two techniques I can show you. Let's not emboss it because we don't need to. Right, okay. Yes, we're oh yes, it's Mr. M, isn't it? 1 o'clock. Right, okay. But you need to have time for a cuppa, so I think we're in a natural break, as they call it. So we'll need to finish by 12:45, won't we, really, to give you a chance to swap. Noisy people outside. That'll probably be Facebook saying I'm playing music. So there's our lovely Conehead Daisy. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Should we emboss it? Let's throw some powder on it and emboss it. Just so I'm not making my mind up. Do we need? Let's not. No, let's not, because then I can show you why you don't actually need to. So let's grab an IndigoBlu paint mat. and we're going to go for some IndigoBlu translucent paints. Now these are my favourite paints ever, because they're translucent, and so that just makes it so forgiving when you're actually colouring things in. That means you don't have to emboss, because you can always see your line art underneath. Now I've got number 2, then it's part of I've only got 2 sets of paints left. I've got the 6-pack, which has got, I've only got 4 of them here. The 6-pack has got it's definitely got Stroke of Midnight in it. It's got Racing Green, Daffodil, it's got Mulberry Bush, Teal for 2, and there's another one, so there's 6 in the translucent kit there. And then the other one, where I've got number 3 on the top, is from it's actually a 4 set, and the 4 set of translucent paints includes Rossetti Red, 22 Karat Gold, Fresh Cut Grass, and Sargasso Sea. You've got to be quick if you want these though, because I've only got 1 of each left. So all we're going to do is get our paintbrush, wherever it's gone. I might as well use the one that isn't perfect. All we're going to do is decide what colour with cone flower we're going to colour in. I might just jab my iPad. I might, Mulberry Bush, that's one of my favourites. So let's do it in Mulberry Bush. And you only need a tiny bit. They've been upside down or sideways on. So we're just going to take a tiny bit out of the lid, and that's more than enough. That's absolutely more than enough. You can do washes and things with these. You can do all sorts. And then we're going to just add some water to it to water it down. In fact, that's very watery. Don't know if I want it that watery, but we'll see. Well, yeah, that's fine. So you can see I've watered it down ever such a lot, but we've still got lovely pigment going on with this. If you want, now because it's an acrylic paint, although we've added water to it, we've made it like so we can watercolour with it. But if you want to do any sorts of shading, you need to do it quite quickly, because once it's dry, it's dry, it's permanent. You can't move it around at all. That's just something to bear in mind. I'm not going to go for shading because I can't be bothered. I'm not the world's best colourist, mainly because I never seem to have time really. But you can see that again on the super smooth card, we've got all that line art. We can see, because it's your translucent paints, you can still see through to all that line art. That's why I like these. If you're using metallic paints, you'll lose your line art. You absolutely have to stamp and emboss. If you're using matte paints, you absolutely have to stamp and emboss, and you have to really dilute the water, the paint down so that it's very light, because it's been as an acrylic paint, it still will go and sit on embossed lines. But translucents, they are my, like I say, they're my absolute favourites, because you can see the line art through, and that's just a winner for me. Absolutely wonderful paints. Look at that, so easy to do, so easy to do. And then we can do our actual cone head. Well, I think the other one might be Ugly Duckling, that's in the, yes it is, Ugly Duckling, which is a brown, that's in set 2. So this is in set 2, which is that one. I really love Mulberry Bush, and I love Teal for 2. It's a wonderful colour. And Daffodil, I really like Daffodil. Let's have Daffodil in the centre. Lovely rich yellow. So I'm going to cough again. Still have this horrible cough. Make sure the tops snap on. I haven't actually used my paints for quite a long time actually, and you can see they're absolutely fine to use. See, I've left that not so watered down, because then you can see that you can still see the line art even when it's not watered down so much. You could even just take it directly out of the pot and you'd still see the line art because it's a translucent paint. Absolutely wonderful. And you can see there where I'm just touching that, it's a bit more yellow, so you can mix the two together. So you can see there I've made like a rust colour, a bit more of that. You change it again, so it's a bit dry. Change it again, so you can just keep mixing your colours and changing your colours. Obviously do it, if you're making for a project, then make sure you've done it so that you've got enough for that particular project. That's quite nice, that brown. I could use the brown on the stem, couldn't I? But no, let's go green, because we've got some greens here. Right, so the greens, we've got either fresh cut grass or we've got racing green from set 2. I think we go for fresh cut grass, which is in set 3. I don't know. Oh dear. What's Phil saying? You are a bit late with your breakfast today, aren't you? Yeah. So I'm just saying how that translucents are my absolute favourite paints. So I'm just saying, not that I haven't told him a million times before. So this is from set 3. So this is your fresh cut grass, which is very appropriate for what's going on out there. It could be that, and I did notice one of the guys down the street, who's obviously bought one of the houses down the street, he seemed to be strimming his front drive, which is like block paved, which is a bit weird. Okay, so this is our fresh cut grass. Again, I've got this stupid brush that I'm using that's not fine enough really, but just for the purposes of this, we're just going to run that lovely green down. So you can add one of the blues to this, so you could add a little bit of Sargasso Sea to this and make a different green, because Sargasso Sea is in the same set as the fresh cut grass. Oh, there was something else I was going to get out and show you as well. Right, tangent. Not such a tangent. Look at that, isn't that, I mean, you can see that my colouring isn't brilliant, but you know, how fabulous does that look? Oops. How fabulous does that look? There's nothing to it, is it? You've got all that line art because you've used the translucent paints. Banging on, banging on, banging on. Oh, in fact, what we'll do is, let's just grab this back again. I've got a fairy here. This is Fifi from Fairy Hugs. I know it's not IndigoBlu, but it's on my website, so I'm allowed. Let's just grab my brush again. There we go. So this, I'm still on my tangent, and I am still on that tangent, so I'm not going off on something else. So let's grab Fifi and let's just colour in her what they're called, wings. That's it, fairy wings a bit. So we use some of this paint that we've mixed, which is a mix of the mulberry bush and the daffodil. And she's supposed to be going on the project that I haven't made yet, which may not happen, because if we've got to finish by 1:45, it's not going to happen, is it? It's almost like a light brown now, this, which is just, you know, you'd expect it to be more orange because I've added more of the mulberry bush. Let's see, let's have a little bit there, and then we'll go on to one of the other colours. Let's just grab that there. The mulberry bush. You want to go, here we go round there, don't we? It's a little bit of the, let's see, a little bit of the mixed colour still in there. Wish I'd picked up a finer brush. It's all to show you something that I thought about and then forgot to get out. I'm assuming that I've got some in my drawer. I'll soon find out when I have a look. Right, so let's have a little bit, because we've got the fresh cut grass out, we'll use a little bit of fresh cut grass in her wings as well. Oh, and I haven't done a flower in her hair yet. So Fifi actually comes with 2 little stamps. One that's like a bubble blower, you know, like the little tiny ones so you can blow bubbles. And then also like a dandelion head, so she can be blowing those. Oh, he's finished. Thank goodness for that. Let's just grab a little bit of that. Give her a flower. Okay, so that's Fifi. Put that to one side again. I just have so much tidying up to do. Let's put those paints out of the way. And let's see if I can find what it is I want to find. So talk amongst yourselves a minute. It's down below. My deflecto storage, I should have something I'm looking for. Is it there? Oh, it's not down as far as I thought it was. Slap it on fabric sparkles. So we do have some of these somewhere. But I think the ones I've got are in a, I don't know if it's got this thing on it or not, but we don't tend to use that. What we tend to do is get another brush out. Is just open it at the nozzle, this bit, and then take some out. So this is like I don't know if you can see, it's like glitter in a suspension. So you can see on my brush maybe. Hold the brush so you can see. It's a bit too close. Right, so the idea is that we can just brush that on. Actually, let's just use fingers. And because the suspension's quite cloudy, but when it dries clear. So dotting it on with your fingers just means that she's got now, can you see glittery wings? Don't think so. Let's put a bit more on, then you might see a bit better. Of course, you end up taking some of it off when you're pulling some of it on. That's better, you can see more. I'm trying to get it so you can see. Ah, there you go. So now she's got glittery wings. And I've got a glittery finger as well. So yeah, don't do the nozzle thing. Do just take just unscrew the top and do it that way. But so this will go on, as it says, fabric, so you can actually put it onto t-shirts, bags and whatever, and it will actually be fine. But of course, fabric products you can also use on card and paper as well, which is like a win-win situation. So just wanted to show you that as a tangent. How are we doing? 25 minutes. Right, let's crack on and let's see how we get on with this that we were going to do. So, where is it? Here it is. Right, so I've got, move that out of the way. I do have some Concertina Journals somewhere. IndigoBlu Ragtime Concertina Journals. And I believe it's a pack of 6. I've only got one left. And the Concertina Journals, as you'd expect, are concertinaed like this. And they're made out of cotton rag paper. So you can actually make yourself an album. You can work on both sides. And it does take a lot of water. It takes a lot of paint. It takes a translucent paint absolutely beautifully. And you can, if you wanted to, if you want to put these in a journal, you could actually glue your back page to the journal and actually have it so that you're bringing it out like that. You can actually tear them as well, so you can tear them into individual pieces. So this is one you can just tear them out, just give them a pull and tear them out. And because it's all raggedy edges anyway, you're going to get a raggedy edge when you take it out. So I think I've took it out that side. So yeah, so it's really, really good stuff. And what I've done, I'm not going to do it now because obviously, as I've said to you, I've got tech all around me and I don't want to ruin it. So I've already gone ahead and I have spritzed with some of the Vivids. So I've used Little John, there's Loxley Yellow in here, and there's also Will Scarlet. So I'm a bit heavy-handed with this, so it's a bit dark. And on the other side, I have actually done some of the blue came through off my mat. This is just the Will Scarlet actually, so it's just the red one. But I think we're going to try and lighten this up and see how we get on. So because the Vivids, so they all look like this, they're all airless misters. Because the Vivids are water reactive, we can take some of our stencils. And there's one that I'm still waiting on one that I've got in stock to see if I can sell it. So hopefully young Ella will get back to me soon. So because they're water reactive, we can actually give this a spritz, and just like we did last week, which I don't know what I did with the one last. Oh, here it is. If you watched the one last week, this is the stencil I'm going to use, which is your Baroque book cover stencil. Let me find it there. And this is actually Uncharted Mariner, a distress spray stain on the background, and it's actually got some Radiant Luster pigment powder from Sentimental Yours on there, but that's been bleached out and that's dried really beautifully. It's a wonderful stencil. Love that stencil. So we're going to use that again to see if we can lighten this up. So we're going to mist with our water. And I'm going to put quite a bit of water on because we want to see if we can really kind of lift it quite a bit. And we obviously have to wait for that for a second or two. Have I got a date to move yet? No, we're just at the point where we're looking at contracts at the moment. So we haven't exchanged contracts yet. Okay, so let's see if we've got, lift that out of the way. Oh yeah, you can see that it's starting to lift, and it will keep on working for quite a while, that water. liking that. Just love this stencil. This is the one that was on my book cover that I showed you earlier on. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this onto YouTube later. So if you're watching this after we've finished the live, you won't be able to use the cart thing, because the cart thing only works while we're live, and it won't work on YouTube either. Like I say, I'm unsure as to whether I'll be able to get it onto YouTube or not, depending on whether I've been told I'm in infringement of copywriting again. They didn't do it last week when I did the 1 3/4 hour one for Sentimentally Yours. They didn't actually say that last week, but I was on both anyway. So just a reminder that there's a live demo every Sunday at 11 AM, and it's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. And at the moment there's 15% off Studio Light products over on my website. You just need to enter code STUDIO15 in the discount code box at checkout to activate your discount. Right, so that's nicely bleached. What we can also do is we can take, there's this other stencil here which is called Cog Corners. Now if you love Mr. M's Cogs die set, then I think you're going to like this. I mean, this you can actually have kind of just in the centre of your card if you want to. You can also use it as corners, which is quite a cool thing to do, which is what we're going to do here. So I've got some, have I? Yes, behind you. Don't have any IndigoBlu gesso at the moment. I've used it all. So I do have some Sentimentally Yours white gesso that I'm going to use, which I do have in stock. Where is it? There it is. So we're going to use some of this, and we're going to need a piece of foam. Which I'll put down there. Are you impressed that I'm actually finding everything today? I am. I'm impressed with myself. Doesn't happen very often. Benita, I'm moving to Fareham actually, but it's the Gosport side of Fareham. If everything goes through, yes, I'm actually down there in a couple of weeks to have another look around, just to do some measuring and stuff. So just taking some gesso out of the corner, or the lid of the pot, and we're just going to work through with a sponge. This is just a kitchen sponge. So I don't know if you can see, but we're actually picking up some of the colour from the Vivids down below, which is, I think, is really cool. So we've got blue because obviously there's quite a bit of the Little John Vivid there. So I'm going to use a different corner here. And rather than contaminate my gesso, which is something I know Mr. M does, I'm going to just put a little bit on there like that, because I don't want contaminated gesso. Yesterday when I was doing this, I forgot what I was doing, and because I haven't used my Vivids for a little while, they had a bit of an issue, and they were stored on this side, which is not a good idea. I sprayed red all down my white top that I was wearing. For a penny, Julia. So there we go. I've got two sides there going on. Quite like that. Quite happy with that. Put that stencil into some water. I love the way that, let me hold that up, love the way that Baroque stencil is just, it's wonderful, isn't it? So I was thinking, oh, that was not a good idea to think, is it? Right, let's move some of these out of the way. I've got stuff everywhere. I've got some little tiny collector's edition stamps here. So what was in my brain conscious of the time. We've got 10 minutes. We might go on until exactly time. We might. I was thinking about this dandelion one and just going to cut it out very close to the edge, like so. Obviously I didn't want to cut it out before because this is the one that I'd shown you. Obviously this could be, actually we know we've been stamped in Boston silver, we haven't actually coloured this one in, have we? We could add colour to this or not. Sometimes it's nice to have something that's not coloured because it pops. Or we could do like a wash over it, perhaps with the matte paints. So what I was thinking was we could have that. See, that hides all that. See, I might not do this. This is the thing. I might not. I was thinking about having that and also having Fifi down here like that. Oh, let's get rid of that so you can see. There we go. So Fifi could go down like that. And we could also have this will not be straight. Let's get rid of that. Make a wish with Fifi down there. That's what I was thinking. Oh. So obviously this is going to be a journal page. So, but thinking about that and what we might also want to add, let's think about, I wonder if they'll show up. I've got these, this is the, I haven't got all the packaging for some of these tiny little collector edition ones. So this one is the Paisley Flowers. I was thinking we could have perhaps a couple of these going, or some of these going down the bottom to make a border. So let's do that. I mean, you're seeing where I'm going with this. What will show up? I don't know if the black will show up actually. I'll tell you what we'll do. I know what we'll do. Let's get our gesso out again. And this time, let's take a tiny piece of foam. I've got a bigger piece of foam here, haven't I? These are the ones I brought back from the retreat. Yeah, that's a bigger piece of foam. 2 hours just isn't long. Can you imagine doing this on TV? This is the beauty about doing lives, isn't it? You can take as much time as you want to. And then spend 3 hours tidying up. Now I've over inked or over gessoed, so be careful with that. So let's have I like that. That works out quite nicely. Obviously we're picking a little bit of colour up again on the stamp. Let's see what it looks like, and we go over the cogs, so we build some depth. Yeah, can't quite see it, but I still like it. And then where's Fifi? Fifi's going to still come in here. That's still going to work with her there, I think. Obviously gesso, so put it onto your put the stamp into your water. Then also I thought what we could do, because what you do I want that. I don't know if I still want that or not. We've also got, so that's that one. I've also got the diamonds. There's the diamonds. So this one, I thought what we'd do is actually mist it with water, because the inks are reactive to water. Let's give another one. Don't do it right near your technology, whatever you do. Let's see if we can perhaps put it there like so. Obviously, you know, I'm working with a 6-inch square of card here. You can get bigger pieces of the rag paper from IndigoBlu, and I have got some A5 sheets. Now that's got to take time to come out. What also you can do is take, because I'm so dark on here, let's go on the other side just to show you. You could also take a little bit of say the Loxley yellow, and I have got a bit of foam here. Let's have Loxley yellow on it. Loxley, not Loxley yellow, Little John, which is the blue. I've just misted that with water because that may well just reactivate that. It has. Don't need to put any more on there. That's really interesting, isn't it? So yeah, so all I did was put some of the refill, the vivid refill of the Loxley yellow. Loxley, yeah, stop saying it, Little John vivid, onto some foam, and I keep it in a bag. So obviously it dries out, but look, let's have a look. Let's have something down here like this. So you can stamp with it. And what is also very cool, let's just put another one on there because I can. Let's have them this way. Like that. Obviously you don't get perfect because it's a very, very textured card, but what you can actually do as well is take, remember we've got gesso on here, just a little bit of the refill into there with gesso. Probably didn't need to because we've got some on here, but we can actually stamp. We've got one going on there, haven't we? Let's have a look. Because the water hasn't bleached it out as much as I'd have liked. So you can actually stamp with gesso as well. I think that's wonderful. Coloured gesso. Obviously, gesso on your stamp, put it in some water. Do you know, there's not, I don't think there's very much else I want to do with this, because I'm going to, you know, I'm dealing with a small space that I'm actually working on, and I want to put, I do want to put that on there, and I do want to put Make-A-Wish. Oh, there was one other thing I was going to do actually. What we time? 43. So she's going to be there like that. She's obviously not going to have, because like I say, she's got the little bubble wand, and she's got a little dandelion that she's using as well. So that's very Hugs Fifi. I'm liking that. I think that works. I think actually it might look better if that's actually coloured in, which I'll do. But can I do it now? Let's do it now. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Right, so let's just take let's take a little bit of Teal for Two, which is from the acrylic paints set 2. I've only got 17 of you watching now. Oh, which is a bit of a shame. Where's the acrylic paints? So I'm just trying to find it for you. is set 2. Let's take a bigger brush. My son will be in here in a minute and say, come on, go and get your lunch. So we're on the translucence again. Just a little tiny bit of teal for 2. And let's just do a little bit of a wash around here. And it will go over the edge. So we're just really basing this on the packaging that I think Kay's done it actually for us. Okay, like so. Then get my other brush out. Don't know if this is usable still. No. So we get some of that lovely fresh cut grass out again. Just for the stem. And this is from set 3. I really should have done this as 2 demos for you, really. Thank you, Ronnie. Much appreciated. So we're just going to do the stem here. Just in a bit of fresh cut grass. And then we're going to come in with the daffodil, which is from set 2. For a kind of halo around the dandelion. So I'm not using very much paint at all. You can see how full my pot is. They last such a long time. Just like I say, make sure that you pop the lid on properly. So we're going to just do, and this is, like I say, this is very rough. Just thinking on my feet, really, to give you something to look at. So where you actually overlay it onto the teal 2, then it's going to look a little bit green, and it is quite nice to overlay it. It's not moving because it's dry. Remember I said to you earlier, once it's dry, that's it. You have to do any moving around before it dries. And it does dry quite quickly on this super smooth card. And then just to finish off, we do just put a bit of yellow over the sentiment, so it's not daffodil, so it's not, you know, standing out as being white. Okay, it's a bit more greeny. Oh well. Right, let's get rid of that. So yeah, just to recap, there we are. So Fifi's going to be there. I'm not going to stick this down at the moment, so this is still a bit wet, and then that's going to come in there. Then we're going to have the Make a Wish just there like so. Obviously the Baroque book plate at the back isn't standing out quite as much as you'd want it to necessarily, but you know, pop it onto another piece of watercolour card and it kind of really pops. I'd probably tear it and mat it onto there. So let's hold it up so you can see a bit closer. So you've got Fifi down there, down the bottom sitting. And then you've got your dandelion at the top. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed that. So we've been all over the place. We have we've done some colouring in, we've done some embossing, we've done some luscious powder, we've done a bit of luscious powder and gilding flakes, we've done luscious powders with the glitter glue. So we've done quite a lot actually, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and you'll join me tomorrow for a Sentimentally Yours live on YouTube and Facebook. And I do welcome your comments, and don't forget that I'm going to do a giveaway, so just comment yes please if you're interested. There's a flitter glue and there's a Chariots of Fire up for grabs, so make sure you're liking the video and you say yes please if you are interested, and if you can share, that would be absolutely wonderful. And don't forget that the Carter thing, this only works while we're live, so you've only got seconds to you know, say that you want that particular stamp. Just type in cart and the number, and then this bot will see to you. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. And oh yeah, don't forget, we've got 15% off Studio Light. Let's get rid of that one. And all you need to do is enter code Studio15 in the discount code box at checkout. I will see you all tomorrow at 11 AM. Thank you.